Well, I'd like to show you what I came up with here. It's kind of an involved process, but it seems to work pretty well. Okay, so ZE, zoom extents. What I did was I went up here to annotation. I created the COBOL text style. I made it 40 inches tall. I came in here and I created a P. I highlighted the P and made sure it was bold. Okay, then I highlighted the P again, went up to a thing called Express Tools, and went to Modify and went to Explode. Okay, and then I went in one more time and I went X for Explode again, so I could get rid of this and this lines. Come on now, there's still, got to explode them again one more time. There we go. Okay, and if we zoom in here, we might see another line. We'll regen, reg, and I think we're, it's down here. There's an extra line in here. So let's see if we can get rid of that extra line. Not both of them, just one of them. So we're going to have to explode this one again. Explode. And explode. There we go. There we go. So now we're down to the individual. You can see how I broke the line right there by deleting it. Okay, this is the issue with font. Font is not a standard entity. It's got just a gazillion little pieces to it. You can see all these are small pieces of a font, and there's no way that Inventor is going to be able to handle this. So here's what we're going to do. I've done that. Okay. Then I created our little piece down here, which is this little piece here, and I'm just going to copy this right now. Okay, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to take it from the midpoint here, and bring it right up to here. Okay. And then I'm going to deal, this is the outside profile of our letter. So the thing that has to happen here is we need to have our radiuses set for our tool, our cutting tool, which is a 1/2 inch in diameter, so it's going to be a 1/4 inch radius. So I'm going to come up here to fillet, and I've set fillet at 0.25, so I'm going to just grab that and grab that. There's a 1/4 inch fillet. Okay. Inside this would be, I have to need a 1/4 inch fillet there. I need a 1/4 inch fillet here, and I don't need one there. So I think that's, and I've already got my 1/4 inch fillets down here on my little attachment point. So that's pretty good. Now one of the things we can do with Autocad, one of the things we need to do here is I'm going to go in here, and I want to p-edit this thing. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way just for a second. I'm going to go move, and let's move with 11, get it out of the way. Okay, I'm going to draw a little line here, and from there to there. And I have points down here that this is a poly. This is going to be a polyline when I'm done here. From this point up. Oh, that's the end of it. Great. So there should be a center one here, right there. Okay. And should be a center one right there. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to trim these out. So TR, enter, enter, trim and trim. Okay. What's going on here? What did I just do? Oh, look at this. Look, it's moving in. Oh no, that's it. That's great. That's what I want. That's what I want. So I'm going to trim this out. TR. Okay, and this one's okay over here. I'm going to These dimensions, Evan, are all parametric dimensions, so they won't change when we go to scale this thing up. Okay, so I can throw those away now. I'm going to do a command called p-edit. Now, everything's in the individual pieces, as you see. It's just all these little pieces. Okay, Inventor can't deal with that, so we're going to go p-edit. And we're going to grab all this stuff here. Oops, I got to go p-edit and multiple. Okay, grab all my pieces here. Make sure we got the little ones down there. Enter. Yes. J for join. And now it's all one giant piece. Okay. Looks like we have a break over here, so we're going to have to fix that. Okay, we have some breaks over here in our lines. Somehow I missed those. So p-edit. M for multiple. Yes, and J for join. Okay, great. Now, so you can see even these little tails that I put on there, it's all one piece. And our inside of our P is also all one piece. Okay? So this is all good. And I'm going to move this back here and go move. Oops, excuse me. Move. And 11. And you can see that this is all tied together. Now watch what happens here when I scale this up. Take this, I'm going to go right click, I'm going to go to scale. And right now it's 40 inches tall. I'm going to pick that center point. I'm going to go 1.25. Now everything's scaled up proportionally, you can see, and how nice that is. Okay. And all we have to do is come down here and grab these little tails that are here. I'm going to throw this dimension out of here because it's driving me nuts. Okay, you can see this little tail here, and all I have to do is hit extend. Or just maybe even drag it over here and attach it. There we go. And I got another one over here. Got a little line to line. There we go. Endpoint. There we go. Okay. Excellent. Now the other thing I need to do is I need to go offset. O for offset. Type in 1 for the distance that I want to offset it. And I'm going to go just like that. And we've just offset that distance 1 inch for our P that we want to bring in into Inventor. Okay. This was when I was working on. I'm going to throw that away. I take this and I'm going to move it, and just to save myself some grief later on if I have any, I'm going to save this at 0, 0 and 0, 0 and enter, and there we go. And C spacebar E spacebar, there we go. There's our P ready to go in. I believe if I go and dimension this should be really close to 50 inches tall, and it is. It's 40.9997. Okay, that's about as close as I can get it. Okay, so we've got this, right? Now we're going to go up here and we're going to save this. And I want to, it's a DWG right now. So now I want to save it as save as, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to call this P test 3. Okay, so P test 3. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go and find DFX or DXF, and go save that. Okay, and I'm going to close this out. And yes, and it also saves a drawing file also. So I'm done with AutoCAD. Now I'm going to go over here and open up my Inventor, and while I'm doing that I'll just pause. Okay, my Inventor is open. I'm going to go up here to the icon for the Inventor Pro. I'm going to go open. I'm going to go DWG, and actually I'm going to go open. Damn it! I'm going to go open. There we go. And I'm going to pick a different. I'm going to pick the DXF file right here, which now it only shows me the DXF files. There's our test 3, so I'm going to open up test 3. It's going to give me a dialog box here in a second, asking me if I want to configure this, and I'm going to go yes. So next. And I just want the object layer, which is all I've got here, and I'm going to go next and apply geometric constraints. Destination is a new drawing, and save configuration, and P3, test 3. And save and finish. And hopefully, now I tried doing this with the completed drawing, or all the letters, and it's too big. It wouldn't bring it in. Okay, there's our P, and that's just a drawing of it right there. Okay. Actually, I wanted to bring this in as a new part. That was my bad. I apologize. It's a new part, not a new drawing. And so finish, and there we go. I haven't done this for a while. It's been quite a while, actually. Hey, there's what we're looking for right there. Okay. Now this is 50 inches tall, so we're ready to go. I can just go in here like I would in any object. We're going to go right click and edit sketch. Okay. And I guess we're finished 2D sketch, and object is what we want to edit. Edit sketch in the object. There we go. There we go. So we're editing the object, not the sketch. Okay, we're going to go in here. Now we've got a little circle here that I used when I was laying everything out. I can delete that. Delete these lines here. Okay. We need to put a line across the bottom here. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here. I'm going to use my horizontal and get it horizontal. There we go. I'm going to trim it. Okay. I'm going to assign it a dimension from the corner down here just for fun. And let's just make it 2. Okay. We can make it anything we want. Depending on how tall the letter is, we can make it a little taller to give it a little more strength. I'm going to look at some of my lines in here, and you can see that things are not quite the way they should be. So we're going to go in here and see if we can straighten some of these things up. Okay. And then I'm going to parallel from there to there. Whoops. Undo. I think we'll perpendicular this one instead from this base point that we just put in. There we go. And we can then parallel these two. That's nice. We can parallel this. We can parallel this. Okay. I'm going to do this as a horizontal. And this was my outside of my line, so I'm going to make that the horizontal. And I'm going to parallel this, and hopefully it won't screw things up. And parallel from my outside to here. And parallel from here to here. Okay. Nope, we got a little glitch in here, and you can see that this is all interesting stuff that you have to deal with when you're bringing in these huge letter files. So what I found was that when I straightened this one up, if I back up here to where I straighten that file up, oops, excuse me, go forward, watch what happens. See, when that became vertical, it pulled those out. So I'm going to have to undo that, and then I'm going to have to go in here, and I'm going to have to actually take this line here and delete it, and then I'm going to do it. Now I can do it, actually I believe I can do an offset Let's see if I can do it. No, let me do an offset. Now, see, it wants to do the whole thing as an offset. And that's really a drag. So I'm going to just have to go in here, draw a line. I'm going to start up here a little bit past this. Come on down. Get in line. I'm 90 degrees, which is nice. Okay, I'm going to go to extend and extend this. And then I'm going to go to trim and trim that. And I'm going to go to extend and extend that all the way down. Okay. And that's looking pretty good there. We can put a definition if we wanted to. We can give it a distance definition here. 0.999, well, we could do that, or 1 inch. Okay. And we can put a definition here, and that's 1 inch. Okay. And we can make sure that this is perpendicular, vertical. Okay. It's over constrained. That means it's good. Okay, the rest of the P is looking pretty good here. We have our radius for our cutter. We have our radius for our cutter. We have a radius for our cutter. We can either square these up or leave them. We'd probably just leave them. Looks like we need a radius up here. So I'm going to delete that dimension so I can go ahead and radius this and fillet it. Change this to 0.25. So that's the radius of my cutter. Okay, and go from there to there. There it is, 0.25. And we got a little glitch here on the inside, which we need to clean up. I'm going to do that, and I'll pause this. So I've cleaned this up pretty darn well, I think. I've got as many straight lines on it as possible. Got the curves, got the radiuses. These all look good. This looks good here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Finish Sketch. Go to my home view. I'm going to go to Extrude. Now here's a trick. You notice I got three different distinct areas I can work with. I'm going to work with the outer two. I'm going to pick this one and this one. Okay. I'm going to extrude them 1 inch, which is our 1 inch particle board. Great. Then this is I'm going to flip it around, and this is the front here. So I guess I'll do my surface on that. So I'm going to right click, New Sketch. I'm going to pick this surface. Okay. I'm going to go Project Geometry, project that geometry and that geometry. Okay. Now here's the fun part. I'm going to go Finish Sketch. Go to Extrude. I'm going to pick. Did I have to pick the wrong side? Here it is. Picked it right there. Okay. Notice it's coming out. I'm going to make it go back, but I'm only going to make it go 1/2 inch. 0.5. There we go. And now my P is hollow on the back side, exactly the way you want it. Okay. So we hollowed it out. We can change that. I don't know what your in-house settings are for depth of hollow, but that's it. And there's our P. And how does this look? Let's go throw some good color on here. Let's go throw some chrome on here. And where is our chrome? Right there. And let's see what it looks like from the front. There she is. And if we start to 3D it a little bit here, we can see. Great. And it looks pretty darn good. Our edges all look really clean, which is what I know what you're looking for as you get into this. You really want to have nice clean edges when you route this thing out. So, and our holes are already drilled through down here, so they're all ready to go. They will never change because they're parametric, and I made them parametric. So I'm just going to have to do it for each letter. The only issue is that we can't do it totally in Inventor. We got to do a little bit in Autocad. But I got Autocad. I'd be happy to help you do that. We can get you some Autocad if you guys want to do it. Anyway, so there we go. And I'm going to save this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.